Let's grow your email list using a lead magnet funnel. Timestamps below, along with some other helpful links and resources we'll be referencing throughout this guide. Now, chances are you're not already famous and people don't know how awesome your newsletter is, so you're going to need a lead magnet to entice people to join and, of course, demonstrate that you can be genuinely helpful and valuable to your potential customers. And when this is done right, you can get crazy good lead magnet conversion rates, just like the ones you're seeing here from one of our accounts. Now, the whole reason that we're creating this lead magnet is because we need to give people a reason to join our email list in the first place. Simply saying, hey, I've got an awesome newsletter, or I've got an awesome lineup of products and services that I'm going to sell you over the next couple of weeks or months, probably isn't going to work too well when it comes to growing your email list. So here's a quick breakdown of how this funnel works. I'll also link up in the cards and the description to a super deep dive sales funnel video that goes through how to build all of this using a free software called Systemi.io for free, along with a link to grab a copy to all of our funnel templates for free. So let's go through this funnel. The first thing we're going to do is, of course, create a landing page. We need a place to collect that contact information and tell people how awesome our lead magnet is. And then after that, we, of course, deliver the lead magnet. And so here's an example of our Google Ads playbook. This is what one of our lead magnets looks like. And we'll get to why it's so important that this leads with value and demonstrates that you can be truly helpful to your ideal customers. Then, of course, we need to do something with all the emails that we just collected, and that's going to be your rapport building sequence. You're going to build a tremendous amount of goodwill and, of course, pitch a paid offer. The whole point of this, and then we'll talk about some advanced strategies that you can do with your newsletter or broadcast sequence after someone's gone through this funnel. Again, link in the cards in the description to a full-blown deep dive guide on how to build all of this using Systemi.io for free, along with a link to grab a copy of all of our funnel templates. Now, we're going to start with the lead magnet because that's what powers this whole funnel. That pretty much is what powers most funnels that work really well online right now. And so what your lead magnet needs to be, first and foremost, is genuinely valuable. It can't be something that you slap together at 2 a.m. because you just had to get this funnel done, right? Because the lead magnet is the first real interaction your potential customers have with your business. Sure, they might see some of your videos, your podcasts, your blog posts, maybe they've been on your list for a while, but this is where you have an opportunity to demonstrate that you can be genuinely helpful and genuinely valuable. Now, you're not giving away everything under the sun. It's not like you have to give your products away for free. We're going to go through a very simple way to come up with a lead magnet idea, what to include, and maybe more importantly, what not to include. But first, let's go through some actual examples. So first up, we have my personal favorite, which is an audit. This is great if you are a services-based business because audits allow you to magnify the mess of whatever problems, roadblocks, or results someone's trying to achieve. And so as an example here, we have our analytics audit, and this walks someone through their analytics account, shows them everything they're doing right, and maybe more importantly, everything that they're doing wrong. But most importantly, it shows them how to fix a little bit of it, right? So with an audit, you're helping someone take an honest assessment of their life. They're taking a step back and you're helping them see the bigger picture of, hey, this parts might be working correctly, but over here, things really aren't working correctly, right? So it allows you to point out some problems and someone can go through and say, oh, actually, maybe I do need help with this, or maybe I should purchase a course or jump on a free strategy call because I didn't realize how bad things were or how bad things could get. But what's most important here with this audit, in addition to pointing out those bad areas, is it does actually give them ideas on how to solve some of them. You don't have to solve everything under the sun, but just so that people do have an aha moment or a quick win, which is the whole point of your lead magnet in the first place. Which leads me into my second favorite type of lead magnet, and that's going to be a template. So this is where you're going to start doing the work for your ideal customers. So this can be a script, some sort of fill in the blank worksheet, or just a simple organizer, right? And what this does is it helps people avoid the blank page problem, right? Where they have this problem, they have this project, and they're like, I have no idea where to start, right? So the template helps them get started with whatever they're trying to accomplish, whatever they're trying to work on, and walks them through your process. That's it. Does it have to be, X, A to Z process? No, it could just be process A to B, right? We're just looking at getting them a quick aha moment, taking a baby step forward. We're not trying to solve everything that they're dealing with. Again, timestamps below if you want to skip to the creation part on how we actually figure out what on earth to include in our lead magnet. Now, the final type I recommend starting with here is going to be a planner. So this can be a simple Google sheet or Excel sheet. And of course, someone can go through planning out their content, planning out their meals, planning out, what their workout plan is going to be. So essentially, we're helping them get started by saying, hey, here's how you can create a plan so you can start being successful. Now, you can also create trackers and organizers and other things. But the reason that a planner is so powerful is it starts to open up your ideal customer's mind into what's possible. You're saying, hey, here's how to make a plan. Here's, if you follow this, you're actually going to be able to be successful. And so even though they don't get an instant aha moment, they haven't actually accomplished anything, people do still get that nice little dopamine drip once they've created a plan to ultimately get to that success. And you're going to, whichever one of these lead magnets you start with, hopefully someone goes through it and they feel a lot better and they're a lot calmer than when first they started going through your lead magnet. It was a terrible way to say it. Now, rapid fire, here are 3 other ideas that either take a longer period of time or aren't as powerful. And that would be a resource guide, some sort of insider report, or a special training or a webinar. The reason that these aren't as powerful was, number one, webinars take way too long to put together, so that should never be your first lead magnet. And then number 2, these are information-based, right? So the advantage of the first 3 is there's no reason that they would ever be in a video or a blog post or a podcast, right? At the end of the day, they still need to download it so they can actually use it and interact with it. So the interaction is a great tool to use in your conversion process because it justifies why the information wasn't in just like a free video or blog post, right? Whereas with these last 3 style lead magnets, yes, they do work. Yes, they still convert. They're just not as powerful because they could have been in a blog post or a podcast or a YouTube video, right? So the first 3 make just intuitive sense because they are worksheet based and someone needs to download and interact with them. Now, if you're still looking at this, you're like, I still don't have any idea. I'll link up in the cards and the description to a super deep dive video that goes through 9 different ideas and goes into all of these in much more depth. So now we need to talk about how on earth to create your lead magnet, right? So we've come up with some ideas, but how specifically do you identify what roadblocks do you want to break or what problems do you want to solve? So we're going to jump over into my screen here and we're going to start by making a list of their immediate problems and their immediate results. So chances are you've gone through some sort of process like this, or hopefully when you were creating your paid offer, right? But when it comes to your lead magnet, you want to help them break through a roadblock or achieve a result in the next few days, right? Maybe your course or your coaching helps them break through something over the course of 90 days or a month. But right now we're focused on what can we do in the next 48 hours for our ideal customers, because they need to consume the lead magnet, get that aha moment, and then move on to our email sequence that we'll talk about in a little bit here. So if you're creating something like an ebook, which is more like a DIY thing, well, it's going to take them a couple days to read it. And by that time, they're already distracted onto the next thing. So we want to list out, let's say we're creating a lead magnet for a Facebook ads agency. So what are some things that we could think about in terms of results that they're trying to achieve right now and roadblocks that we could break for them? Now, it might be different for your niche or industry, but you just want to quickly write out 10, 15 minutes. What is something that you can help them achieve in the next 48 to 72 hours? And then when it comes to naming your lead magnet and designing it, here are a couple of examples, blueprint, map, organizer, tracker, planner, formula, secrets, however you want to name your lead magnet. And then of course, you're just going to list out how you're going to actually help them achieve that particular result or break through that roadblock. And when it comes to, I'm getting excited. When it comes to designing your lead magnet, Canva is an awesome tool. I recommend going through a basic Word doc. You don't have to use our sales funnel organizer like this one linked in the description. You can go ahead and use your own process, but whatever you do, go ahead and do it in a basic Google or Word doc, and then use something like Canva to make it look pretty, right? So I'll link up in the cards in the description to a full-blown video that goes through how to actually go through designing your lead magnet using the free version of Canva. So hopefully with those ideas and this simple little exercise, you have enough to come up with a couple lead magnets ideas for yourself. If you're still stumped, comment below because I still read and reply to every single one. Now let's jump back over to our diagram and we're going to talk about our landing page, because now that we have our lead magnet, we need to tell people about it. Now, your landing page is a simple page on your site or inside of Systemi.io or MailerLite or ConvertKit or whatever you decide to use. MailerLite and Systemi.io are my personal favorites. And all you need to do is tell people how awesome the lead magnet is and what it does. So this is an example of what the landing page could look like. And this is an example from one of our free funnel templates linked in the description. So in your headline, all you have to do is grab attention by telling people what your lead magnet is and what it does for them. Then you're going to build some interest with 3 bullet points that talk about how the lead magnet is valuable and what it's going to allow them to do. Of course, you want to have a picture of your lead magnet. This was created in Canva. And then at the very bottom, you're going to want to create some desire by having some testimonials. Now, ideally, you'd have testimonials and media seals from all the wonderful places that you've appeared and all your previous clients and customers. Most of us don't have that. So in this particular instance, it's totally okay to quote yourself and talk about how you think the lead magnet is going to be valuable to them. And then of course you have your call to action where you collect that email, which is the whole point of this entire process, right? Now, something that's really important here, you don't need to click the name. You don't need to know their marketing budget. You don't need to know the size of their company. You don't need their first and last name or their address. All you need is the email. You can collect all that information later. Here, you want to focus on increasing your conversion rates, and the way to maximize your conversion rates, or one way among other things, of course, is asking for less information, because the more you ask for, the lower your conversions will ultimately be. Now, when it comes to what on earth should I actually put on this page in terms of, we have the design, but what are some formulas? Jumping back into our funnel organizer here, here's an example of some simple copywriting formulas you can use on your landing page. So I'll link up in the cards and the description to a super deep dive landing page copywriting tutorial that goes through these copywriting formulas and more. So you'll have everything you need to write a high converting landing page, just like the ones showed at the beginning of this video, so that people really understand what your lead magnet is and how it can ultimately be valuable to them. Now, once you've done all of that, pat yourself on the back because it's a lot of work, but we need to talk about what do we do with emails, right? Because we've gone through all of this work to collect that email address, and hopefully we've delivered that lead magnet, and now it's time to sell something. So when it comes to the last part, which is building your rapport sequence automation, you could do this in pretty much any email service provider out there. I recommend you check out Systemi.io and MailerLite, both linked in the description. If you decide to purchase, of course, we receive a small commission as a way to support this channel. But this strategy works with whatever email marketing or funnel building software you ultimately decide to go with. And with this email sequence, it's going to be 5 simple emails where you're going to transition from delivering that lead magnet to offering a paid offer. Now, this paid offer can be an affiliate offer, that is selling someone else's product or service. It could be getting people to jump on the phone with you for a discovery or strategy call for your coaching, or it could be check out a webinar or check out a sales page for a digital product or course. Whatever the paid offer is, this simple 5 email sequence is what you're going to want to use next. So let's kick things off with what the heck we're going to do with this email sequence. We are going to empathize with their current experiences. We are going to expand the dangers of not taking action. And then we are going to energize them to take action, right? So that's all we're doing here. And this is how you build rapport and goodwill and actually make some sales at the same time. Now, none of these emails are super salesy by any stretch of the imagination. You don't need to be salesy with these. You just have to be genuine. So the first email in our sequence, we are going to just deliver the lead magnet, right? We're send them the lead magnet. That's what they asked for. Don't talk about any other paid offers. Don't try to send them someplace else. Give them exactly what they asked for, right? And then day number 2, we're going to talk about a big problem that they face. So maybe the lead magnet solves step A, helps them to go from A to B. And so now they're at step B, and we could talk about steps, C, D, E, F, G, and talk about how it's going to be really hard in the next step or in the next coming weeks. And here's something that you're going to face. And here's a solution to help facing that be easier or help them overcome that roadblock or achieve a result faster or overcome that roadblock altogether. Then email number 3 here is going to be a story of success, talking about your success, a client's success, someone else's success in your niche or industry. And then the last 2 emails are going to be a little more salesy. You're going to assume they know you're trying to sell them something at this point. And so you're going to, of course, talk about the dangers of not taking action, not trying to get the results they're after, and of course, talking about the benefits in email number 4. I did that reversed, sorry. And then in email number 4, you're going to, of course, be talking about the benefits of your offer and how things are so much easier if they ultimately take you up on it. And that's all there is to it, to creating your own lead magnet funnel. So comment below with any of your funnel building questions, hit subscribe for more marketing guides just like this one, and check out our own lead magnet, which is a template bundle to create your entire funnel, copying all of our templates for free. And until the next, keep building the business you love.